Mic check, mic check. What's going on? Welcome into another episode of the KZ Community Beat. I'm your host, Ross Martinez, in the hot seat for episode 45. You hear the chuckle. He's in the background. That right there, for 27 years, this man, known as Santa Bill, has been bringing smiles to our community, more specifically to our children of terminal diseases over at OSF. He's with Santa Bill's Hospital Helpers Program. 27 years in the community. Santa Bill, man. Why do you love Christmas so much?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You got the white beard, brother, you know?
Yeah. Well,
and a red shirt.
We just had this bleach because I'm tired of wearing the fake beard because when I'm holding little babies at the hospital, they get stuck in it and I can't move. You know what I mean? So we're trying this real beard thing one time and see how it works out for us.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
So this whole premise that you do, take us through it. What do you do for the community? For 27 years, you said you've been going to hospitals and doing what?
Handing out toys to these kids. I mean, if you're in the hospital, you get a visit from Santa. If your siblings are there, you know, they give gifts too. And it's like 27 years. I started from a message from Northwoods Church and about giving something personal to somebody. And at the same time, I collect football cards. Mm-hmm. And I read in the price guide where the hospitals back then like to get football cards to hand out to the kids. And so I just went in there one day, didn't tell nobody else coming, walked in there, gave some little boy a $200 Barry Sanders card. Rookie. You imagine what that's worth today?
Oh, that's,
you know,
that's a nice down payment for something.
Yeah, but then we started with a little red wagon with a few toys that I'd buy personally myself. And then my minivan would get full of toys. And finally I started asking the community for help. And it just went nuts. But at the same time, I also seen the Marines there, Toys for Tots, one day at Christmas, and they had these shiny uniforms, bikes, shiny bags, and everything. And that kind of challenged me. You know, I challenged myself to get more stuff for these kids because there's sick kids there every day. Mm-hmm. And why not have a little Christmas every day?
A little something.
Yeah.
So it's a yearly thing that you run.
I tell people about something that we do all year long in hopes they might want to step up and help us out.
So what was the initial driving for? Have you always loved Christmas, or do you love the image that Santa portrays, that you love sharing that joy?
I don't know what happened. I mean, just from that message from church and stuff, and it just took off, and you know, it's a way of life for me now.
Ooh, how so?
It's something that I have to do. I mean, this is my passion. I mean. You know, I love it when Christmas comes around. I drive my wife nuts because I push for more and more stuff, more toys, you know, for these kids because I want them to, you know, smile. If I go in the hospital and make one kid smile, then I did my job. Just one kid, you know, but we make them all smile. I mean, there's tears. You know, parents are crying that somebody thought enough to come see their child, you know, when they're, you know, having a bad time, you know, and it's a lot of tears. I have to walk out of many rooms and have to walk around the corner and get the tears out of my eyes because it's very heartbreaking too.
It's a duality of it. You're going in, bringing cheer, watching them smile, but at the same time, the reality of what's going on is most of the kids are in terminal care, right?
No, some of them have cancer. We see a lot of kids, cancer kids, but we see kids in there getting their tonsils out or whatever. Everybody gets a visit from Santa.
Oh, everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had it misunderstood. So you just bring joy in any child that's in the hospital.
Yeah, to them, their parents, their siblings. It doesn't matter. If you're there, you're getting a visit from Santa.
Yay, that's awesome. So you go full regalia, man. Like you have the Santa outfit. I've seen the pictures here. I see the full beard. Man, this is awesome. So what pushes you to do this yearly?
Just to make these kids happy and to make them forget that they're sick for a few minutes. To me, I know they're sick, but to me, they're perfect. And the way I say it, a child, here we go.
Let it out, man. It's good that you have these emotions for
these
you know?
Kids don't deserve to be sick. And if I can make just one of them happy, then I'm happy. Mm-hmm. And I bust my tail. I have quite a team. We all bust our tails trying to get toys and nice items for these kids.
So who's all on the team for Santa Bill?
Who's all on the team?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Let's hear it, man. Santa need a lot of helpers.
Well, my head elf, her name is Sarah. We call her Snowflake.
Snowflake.
Yep. And my truck driver's name's Marshall. He's going to dress up like Buddy the Elf this year.
Yeah, Buddy the Elf will be there.
Yeah. And I have my friends Ryan and Heather. They're going to dress up like elves and come to the hospital, and they'll all be dressed up like elves at the Christmas party on Saturday at Country Club Barbecue. And I have some new friends that helped out last year. Lindsay Camp, Chad Camp. They're part of Live and Loud with Lindsay. And they got all kinds of bands together that has been collecting toys for us. And my friend Tara from Sheer Magic, she's on my team and stuff. And we're all out getting raffle prizes for this party Saturday and stuff. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And, I mean, we got some pretty cool items. It's, Lord have mercy, we got a football signed by Urlacher that he was here a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. You were like really hyped about.
Dude, I was all over that place trying to get that ball signed, you
Yeah.
know, and you're not supposed, he wasn't supposed to sign any NFL stuff, but it could, because there was some kind, I think it's a website betting thing, whatever. I don't know about that
There's
stuff.
restrictions to. So a little insight to how me and Santa Bill met, or how we met. We were doing the Bears tailgater.
Yep.
We both were there. I was working it. You were coming by, and we just met and started talking. You told me everything that you did. So there, you were hunting for some Bears memorabilia because you told me you wanted.
I'm there.
Your biggest passion or your biggest goal was to get somebody from the Bears to come by, right?
My dream for this, and it's been like this for many years. I'm a big Bear fan, and I would love a Chicago Bear to come down and hand out toys with us, and maybe sign a couple autographs for these kids, you know. And we see Bear fans in there all the time, and occasional Packer fan.
Yeah.
And then we and then me and them go round and round. You know what I mean?
They get a lump.
Well, sometimes we have some Packer stuff, but not very often.
Is that by design?
Yeah.
So you and all your helpers, this Saturday, you have a fundraiser going on. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have fundraiser at Country Club Barbecue. Santa will be there, Santa Bill. And we're going to have face painting for the kids, some crafts for the kids. We have some raffle prizes, well, quite a few raffle prizes. We have a signed Devin Hester jersey framed. We have a Mike Singletary jersey, signed.
Mike
And
Singletary.
That football I said that Urlacher signed.
Yeah.
And, that was fun.
You have Singletary, Urlacher, and Hester memorabilia?
And a football signed by Tom Thayer, Super Bowl 20.
Yeah.
That I got down there when you were down there.
Yeah.
It was downtown. And mini helmet signed by Tom Waddle.
Oh, yeah. Waddle was there, too.
Yeah, I used to call him the John Paxson of tight ends. You know what I mean? 'Cause
The John Paxson of tight ends.
he'd catch that football, you know?
So you have all this. So you've been putting the groundwork in. You've been doing this for 27 years. You now have a healthy amount of not reserves, but helping hands.
Yes.
So to see the growth of this program from the initial email from the church to now, how do you feel about it? Like taking a step back and looking at the growth.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of hours putting into it by everybody, running around, getting donations, collecting raffle prizes and stuff. But we get her done. And so far we've, I think we have about $9,000 worth of toys so far.
9,000. Wow.
Oh, we got a long way to go.
What's the most you ever raised or put into it on the season?
I think last year we had over about $50,000 worth of toys.
And is that a lot of donations or a lot on you and your helpers?
Just that's just in toy purchases, and
Wow.
we get people involved, and a lot of people get involved to help us out, and a lot of people come back. Some of the same people come back and donate for us all these years. I have friends that have been donating, for quite a while, that really believe in what we do for these kids.
How's that feel to have consistent givers yearly for so many years?
That's pretty special.
How so? Like, what do you feel when you see these people just carrying along the tradition with you?
It really touches my heart, and my heart swells up with so much pride that these people believe in what we do for these children. It's just an amazing program, and it's just, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be Santa Bill. I'm trying to get one of my kids to step up, He's not there yet. We're working on him though. But 27 years, that's a long time.
That is a very long time.
And I want to try to at least hit 30 years, and then hopefully my son will be ready to step into the red suit. I've only had to have somebody replace me as Santa 2 times.
Only twice in 27 years?
Yeah, and I just, and that bugged me.
Yeah, take me through that. Like, so what was the first time that you had to be subbed out?
I had back surgery.
And when was this? Was this like
That
when you
was
first started?
2014.
2014. So you had already been doing it for a few years.
Quite a few years.
Yeah.
And then the second time was last year because I had neck surgery and I couldn't be Santa and stuff and had to have people drive me around to get toys, do this because I wasn't allowed to pick anything up.
So which one of those moments was harder? Was it harder hit for you, the first time or the second time?
First time.
So take me through that. Like, when did you find out leading up into Christmas season, like, you're not going to be able to do this?
I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do it.
All year you already had that idea?
No, I don't even remember when I had the back surgery now, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it at Christmas, so I had a friend of mine step into the boots and stuff, and that was rough. I was there. I was getting pushed around in a wheelchair. No, it was November when I had the surgery. I got pushed around in a wheelchair. Wasn't happy about that, And this past Christmas, I couldn't do it because of my neck surgery, and I had a wonderful friend. We call him Santa Mark.
Santa Mark.
Yep, he stepped up, and I just laid down in the egg in the hospital and slept. I was up there for 3 or 4 hours, so I just slept down there in the egg,
Yeah.
But that bugged me, but my wife told me that you're not missing this year. Even though I got some issues going on now and stuff like that, she said you're not missing 2 years in a row. So the way I'm looking at it right now, Ross, if them kids, they're sick and they're hurting and they're in pain, then I could suck up this pain for a little bit and put on that red suit for them.
At what moment in your life did you fall in love with Christmas?
I've always loved Christmas.
What about it have you always loved?
Just everybody being nice to everybody. It seems like, sometimes at Christmas people are a little bit nicer to each other,
Yeah.
And I'm not perfect, but I try, if I see a stranger on the street, hello, I don't know this person. I could take up a conversation with anybody.
Yeah.
And just start talking about, no matter the bears or whatever.
That's how we met.
Yeah, exactly. And, I just want people to smile and, it just seems like Christmas, everybody's a little bit nicer. I wish they could do that every day, and, but it doesn't happen.
Is that how you were raised with Christmas? Like, you just always felt that joy, family out? What was the opposite?
No, I came up pretty hard.
Really? Do you mind talking about that at all?
No, not at all. If you would have, I came from the south end of Peoria in Harrison Homes. That's where I grew up at. And I grew up that I thought you always had to fight. And I didn't realize that until quite later on in my adult years, that I don't have to fight. I ain't got to impress nobody. I ain't got to do nothing stupid. And if you would have told me back in the 80s that I was going to end up wearing a red suit and turn into Santa Bill, I would have laughed at you.
Really?
Yep, I'm serious.
So you always loved Christmas, but your upbringing was the complete opposite.
Yeah. Yep.
So at what point was you like, no, I have to make it a mission of mine to really do the opposite?
Well, I used to live in California. I lost my son when he was 17 months old, and I think that has a lot to do with what I had to come back to Illinois. I couldn't stay out there no more. And I think that has a lot to do with what I turned into besides that message from church, because my son he's not here for Christmas anymore. He's in heaven.
Yeah.
But he's having Christmas up there every day too.
So it's like you're giving your son a yearly Christmas in a way. Wow. You're like, once you really get to know somebody and you hear their story and hear the trials someone had to go through, and you really see the why behind what they do, it's amazing. Like, I didn't know that when I first met you. I'm like, oh, here's just a cool cat that wants to spread blessings and tidings.
Yeah.
But do you sometimes see, like, your kid and these other kids, like, oh, I did a good job?
Yeah, for years, my friend Dee at the hospital would try to get me to go in the kids' rooms, and I wouldn't go. And I wouldn't hold a baby either because of my son.
It was hard.
Yes, and then finally one day she put a baby in my arm, and now you can't keep me away from them. But no, it's amazing, and you know, a lot of me thinks that, you know, it's because of my son and the message from church, and I have quite a drive for this. I mean, I just love telling people what we do for these kids, in hopes that they might want to jump in and, you know, make a donation, get us some toys or whatever. You know, it's just an amazing program. Like I said, these kids don't ask to be sick.
Do you have any moments in these 27 years that have exceptionally stood out to you? Like, oh, this is why I do this.
Well, yes. This little boy that I seen, I think it's been 12, 13 years ago. He found out 3 days later that he's not going to make it because of his cancer. And we went in there, and I gave him a signed, you should have seen his face light up when I gave him this signed Urlacher football. He was a big Bears fan, too. I gave him a signed Urlacher football, signed Johnny Knox jersey. His whole family's in there. We're taking pictures and everything like this. And that really, you know, when I found out that he passed, that really hurt me. And me and his mother, since then, have become very dear friends. And she gets me stuff every year in his memory. And she, when he passed, she asked me, would I find some boy with cancer that's in remission and give him that Urlacher football and that signed Johnny Knox jersey. We found somebody. We had him come over to my house, and she was there, brought the ball and the jersey, and we presented this young man with this ball and this jersey. And he still has it today. Nice. And he's still in remission.
Nice. How long has that been now?
That's been about 13 years ago.
That's amazing to see. That's amazing, man.
I still hear from him here and there, and he's doing fine.
Really?
Yes.
So these relationships that you build on a year-to-year basis, you find a way to maintain them in a way. Like you see them here or there, you talk to them. Now, on the flip, you experience all this amazing things, right? You're able to meet people that are in remission, that survive for years on end, right? How do you handle the other side of the coin?
The other side of the coin?
Yeah, like how do you process and not get consumed by the other side? Because you see a lot of great things. You put smiles on people's faces, but then there's also the flip side of that coin. Like, how do you handle that?
It's just, I just do with it the best I can, I guess. You know, it's hard.
There's going to be negative, but the positivity you're able to put into this world outweighs it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
I have another quick little story.
Yeah, tell me.
There's this young man, his name's Nicholas Taylor. He had open heart surgery, and we stopped by his room, and we couldn't go in there because of his heart surgery and stuff. His mom met us at the door, and we just left toys there for him and moved on to the next room. I did not know this, but they had been looking for me for a year to thank me for the small little gesture what we did for their son, and they finally found me through a thing was doing at some church in Peoria, was selling pork chop sandwiches, some kind of bazaar they was having, flea market thing, and we were there selling sandwiches to raise some funds, and I met this lady named Jessica Stratton.
I'm like, Jessica Simpson, the Jessica Simpson?
Jessica Stratton. But anyway.
Shout out to you too, Jessica.
She found out that I was Santa Bill and got a hold of her friend Laura Taylor, that they've been, you know, looking for me for a year just to say thank you for what it did. And they've been a part of this for many, many years themselves. And we became very good friends.
So it's that random act of kindness that somebody just, let me support this cause.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it's just like a year to year just rolling where you just collecting
every
helpers.
Year somebody different steps up.
That's amazing, man. Like when you think about it, right? When you think of everything that you've gone through, where you started on the South End.
It was a long way getting here. Yeah. Everybody tells me this should be a Hallmark movie.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I can see it.
You know from
your tragedy, you're able to utilize that to push you forward, to put out a lot of positivity, to make moments for families, not just children, but families. Like the child who went into remission for 13 years, that small moment was something huge for him.
Yep.
And how is that enough payoff for all the hard work you do throughout the years?
I don't need no payoff, man. It's just something that I really enjoy, and I just enjoy this with all my heart. And the passion I have for this is just amazing. I mean, I'm hurting really bad now because of the issues I got going on, but I get out there and get after it for these kids.
Where do you hopefully see this growing within the next 5 to 10 years?
I plan on being here in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm just kidding.
I would hope so. We just met, man.
I'm just kidding. I really don't want to really get any bigger than I am. You know, it's pretty big now. You know, $50,000 worth of toys ain't nothing to sneeze at.
No, not at all.
You know?
That's
And, you know, I just go to OSF and to, what is it, Carl Health now?
yeah. They
Yeah, it used
changed
to
it
be called
now.
Methodist.
Yep.
We just go to those 2 hospitals and stuff, and that's enough for me. I mean, it takes 4 or 5 hours just to see the kids at OSF. And
It's a full day on both ends.
pretty much. And then the time we get done with that, I'm ready to go home.
Of course, yeah.
I sleep for quite a few days after we get done, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you're lugging all that around, even just meeting and hearing stories. On an emotional level, that's got to take some type of toll.
Yeah, it does. That and I get sick.
Oh, yeah, because yeah.
Seeing all these kids and I'm touching them and interacting with them. I mean, last couple of years, no, I haven't got really sick, but I've been definitely ill seeing some of these kids and stuff like that. I mean, because you're in room to room and room, you know,
Yeah.
and we're always using hand sanitizer and stuff, but I'm hugging everybody, praying everybody, you know, and I'm seeming to be the only one that gets sick. But it's all good.
It's part of it. It's part of the trials of it.
Yeah, I sleep for a couple weeks or whatever, and I'm fine.
Like Santa, you go away for a bit, then you come right back out.
Uh-huh. You bet. I mean, we start planning right after, pretty much after January, what we want to do for the next year.
Yo, that a full year of planning, and I mean that's what it takes because you have to organize all the helpers. You have to start getting a list of toys. You have to start finding funding for it.
Yep.
You have to start accruing it. It does take a full year. You're real life Santa Claus, man. I love it.
I'm just Santa Bill, man.
Santa Bill, man.
That's all I am, dude. Just a fat guy in a red suit.
I'm just a fat guy. I don't got a red suit. So let's talk about one more time. This weekend, we have our fundraiser. So what's going on? Where is it? Where can we get more information for it?
You can go to, where's it at? SantaBillsHospitalHelpers.org. That's our website. It's got all kinds of information on there. There's a list of toy drop-off there. You can also donate on that page and stuff like that. And you can also find us on Santa Bill's Hospital Helpers on Facebook. And to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with us either site. And, you know, if people are interested in helping us out, getting us some toys, getting us some funds to buy toys, you know. And I appreciate the help.
Of course. I'd like to ask this question to everybody at the end of this. I use this podcast as a collection of individuals' struggles, journeys, success, pouring back in the community. Everybody has a story. At the end of that book, there's a gold nugget of information. When your story is done, what do you want people to get from your story?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I never thought of that. What people want to get from my story.
I mean, your story, man, your book, everything you've been through.
Just to step up and do something kind for somebody. Either helping us, helping somebody. Not just at Christmas. Everybody needs a hand on a daily basis. You know, just a little more kindness. That's what I would ask from people. But I do have one thing to say.
Tell me.
One of my favorite quotes, and I'm not a quote kind of guy, but I've seen this quote years and years ago up in Sioux Falls at a dealership. It's from Winston Churchill, and it says, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." And I love that. And I know there's all kinds of cool quotes out there, but that's mine. I love that.
It's a good one, especially during the season.
Uh-huh. But it's true. Think about it.
Yeah, when you think about it, you know, life is, because we're only as good as what we pour out into this world.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on the flip side, I love making people laugh. I feel like that's the gift I've been given. If I can make you chuckle or roll your eyes at me to make you forget about what's going on, I've poured into you just a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I love that as an entertainer. for you, you go to the hospitals, and in people's moment of the most vulnerable moments, the weakest moments, their most tribulated moments, that's not even a word, but in their moments where they have a hardship to go through, you're there to put a smile on their face.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's awesome, man. I love stories like that.
That's Christmas.
27 years of just doing that.
That's pretty cool, but, you know,
Yeah.
I'm nobody, man. I'm just a guy that cares.
You somebody is somebody. When you think about it, for 27 years, for somebody in those 27 years, you were the epitome of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
You're somebody to somebody.
Yeah.
Nobody is nobody to nobody.
I have a hard time with credit. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm just
I
a humble
mean,
guy. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. But when I'm in that red suit, it's like a switch turns on, and I'm just a big kid. You know?
it just brings out who you hope to be.
Yeah. I'm just a big kid making all these kids smile.
I like that, man. It's been a blessing to meet you, dude, to hear this story. I think our next thing is to try to get you a Bears player.
Yeah, like I said, it's a dream of mine for have a Chicago Bear down there with me and stuff, and that would be just totally amazing. I don't know who'd have more fun, me or the kids.
You.
Yeah. You know, I've been a Bear fan since the '60s and stuff. You know, I used to walk around with a transistor radio, listen to Buckets on Sundays. You know?
Yeah.
Yep. Back in the day, you know, and
My pops would tell me stories of the near perfect Bears, where they lost one game. Was it to Florida, right? To Miami.
yes,
Yeah, Miami. They would have had a perfect season. Was it 85 Bears would have had a perfect season if it wasn't for the Dolphins.
exactly.
But you know what, man? It's interesting to see how two things for a lot of people where they just take it for granted: Santa Claus and the holiday season, and Bears. You combine your passion for both and created a lane for you in a community that you've poured a lot of positivity in for 27 years, man.
Yeah. And we spent a lot of time at 19 years at Bears training camp getting autographs. You know, a few for us and
Oh,
for
yeah.
the kids and stuff like that. You know, and I remember my daughter was 5 years old, sitting on my shoulder the first time we went up there for the day, and she's yelling at Brian Urlacher, "Hey, Brian Urlacher, come sign my dad's helmet. Sign my dad's helmet." She was in her little Chicago Bears cheerleading outfit, and he finally did come over, and I was just like, wow. I just got this signed by Brian Urlacher and the rest of the team, you know?
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
You know what's awesome? In your universe, you're somebody's Brian Urlacher.
Think so?
You have to be. Because in that moment of joy, that meeting Urlacher, somebody that you look up to, right?
Yeah.
That Brian Urlacher, you're like, oh my God, he gave me 5 seconds. You come into somebody's room and give them the 5 minutes, and you're the world to them.
You should see me when he was down there at Cruising, signing those different items for that sports betting thing. And I had just a few minutes to tell him who I am and this, that, and everything. My mouth was going a mile a minute. I did not shut up. I was on a mission to get something signed by him for my raffle.
Yeah.
And it happened.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd that feel? Pull that off.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
Urlacher's been your favorite player all time so far?
No, Walter Payton's my favorite player. But
Yo.
Urlacher's next. That guy could play ball.
Where's the fridge land on your top 5?
Oh, he was pretty, back in the 80s, he was pretty bad himself.
Yeah.
That whole team was pretty bad.
Yeah, 85.
Jim McMahon was pretty bad. They're all pretty awesome back in those days. And, you know, we'll get there again.
Yeah,
I wish they'd hurry up, man.
we you know, we're experiencing something right now.
Yeah, we are. But you know what? Good or bad, I'm still a fan.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was born and raised a Cubs fan, so like I'm in it with the thick of it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's been another episode of the KZ Community Beats. My host, or no, there's been another episode of the KZ Community Beat, episode 45, with my guest in the hot seat this week, Santa Bill, for 27 years. Santa Bill and his helpers have been helping our community put smiles on kids' faces and families during the times of need. If you'd like to get in contact with Santa Bill, how can we get a hold of you guys and the movements so we can participate and help raise funds and smiles for all the youths?
They can get us on Facebook, Santa Bill's Hospital Helpers. Also, our SantaBillsHospitalHelpers.org is our website, and they can get a hold of us through there.
You better participate. If not, I am putting you on his naughty list.
Some coal.
right, thanks for tuning in. Go back, listen to all the episodes, and definitely check out Santa Bill and his helpers doing a lot of amazing things here in Peoria. Episode 45 of the KZ Community Beat is now over. Thank you. Bye.